Bueno, ahora ya empezamos a grabar. Empieza entonces la compañera Irene con la pregunta que le tocó a ella. Te escuchamos, Irene. Cuando quieras empezar nomás, Irene. No problem.
Ok, ¿ahí me escuchan?
Ahora sí.
Sí.
¿Sí?
Sí,
Effects of climate change on freshwater resource. Climate change negative affects freshwater ecosystem as it alters river flows and water quality, putting the quality of drinking water at risk even with conventional treatment. Water is a major trunk which society perceives many of the impacts of the climate crisis among other things due to various risks it poses to the energy sectors, agriculture, health, and transportation. These sectors are conditioned in interaction with non-climate factors, such as populator, trade, migration, economic and intelligence are natural, geomorphic, or derived from land use that but jeopardize
Ah,
the
solo un poquitito, sí, pero un ratito nomás.
Pueden apagar su
of
audio, por favor. La compañera está
resource.
exponiendo. Le agradezco. ¿Puedes continuar, Irene, por favor?
Of okay, of resource because they reduce the water supply or increases its demand. Acá tengo algunos
Right.
anexos. Sorry.
Can you explain to us, please? ¿Puede explicarnos, por favor?
Sí. Bueno, yo entendí, pero voy a explicar en español.
Claro,
Teacher.
sí, no hay problema.
Okay. Yo entendí que la escasez de agua va a afectar en el área de agricultura, en la economía, en la naturaleza también, porque, bueno, en la agricultura, porque sin el agua no se puede cultivar, se van a morir las plantas y así. Y eso claramente afecta mucho a la sociedad, porque, como dijo el profe la vez pasada, sin el agua no podemos sobrevivir mucho tiempo.
Por supuesto. Great.
Eso es todo.
Anything else?
Gracias.
¿Algo más que quieras agregar?
No, teacher, nada más. ¿Tienen alguna pregunta?
Thank you very much. Sí, pregunta dice, any question?
No, teacher.
No, teacher, no, teacher.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Irene. Muchas gracias,
Thanks,
Irene.
teacher.
Ahora vamos a ver a Mónica. Mónica, ¿qué tal vos estás para presentar? Prueba un poco. Y si no, vamos a ver lo que me dijiste hace rato.
No, no, teacher, demasiado lento
Bueno,
en mi computadora para compartir.
bueno, tranqui, tranqui, no te preocupes. Voy a poner yo, no te preocupes. Vamos a
Ok.
ver. Can you see? ¿Pueden ver toda la presentación que estoy mostrando ahora?
Yes, teacher. Yes, teacher.
¿Se puede ver?
Sí.
All right. Ok, Mónica, it's all yours. Empezar nomás.
¿Puede bajar un poquitito más? Ahí, teacher, ahí. El primero. Bueno, the topic that I have is the effect of climate change on terrestrial ecosystem. And this is a little introduction. Even under the intermediate emissions scenarios, there is a high risk that climate change will cause abrupt and irreversible regional scale change in the composition, structure, and the function of terrestrial and freshwater ecosystem in this century. In Paraguay, the direct links with climate change correspond to extractive activities that cause deforestation and modify land uses to expand crop or livestock areas. For example, in this chart, I will explain more what I'm talking about. Um, the major um, the mayor el mayor aporte of the GEI, which is the Spanish contraction of efecto invernadero, is the agriculture, and the loss of growth is around 6 million 280,000 of trees. So we are lost this cantidad of the tree per year in Paraguay. And the main reason for this deforestation is for raw materials, and because of the agricultores, I wanna say, they need to expand, as you can see first in the first paragraph, to expand the areas. And the vulnerability, teacher. And the vulnerability index is around 1.5080, which is the extreme risk. And now I'm going to explain what means the vulnerability index. Evaluates the risk of exposure and the country's ability to adapt to the impact of climate change, and they are represented on a scale from 1 to 10, where areas evaluated approaches 0, the index indicates the greater risk, and while the closer to 10 is the lower risk. Now Paraguay have the extreme risks, which means that we in a years we can never be able to plant again. So our land gonna be unfertile. No, unfertile. No. I don't remember very well the name of this, but infertile. Infertile. Our land's gonna be infertile. So that is, this risk means that we can never gonna cultivate anymore. So when I looking for this information, I never see any political or governmental proposed to really frenar this process. So, forest degradation implies change in their structure, composition, which affect the process that occur in the ecosystem, causing extreme events which are the floods and the droughts, creating involuntary displacements. In situation of floods, yes.
Que eran floods y que eran droughts, a ver si se acuerdan. La clase pasada ya vimos.
Yes, floods sería crecida de agua. En droughts sería la
Sí,
sequía.
las inundaciones.
Sí.
Muy bien.
Now,
No olviden que ese es el punto de la clase pasada.
In situation of floods, it is the affected citizens who must be moved to temporary shelters, increasing the risk of outbreaks of diseases due to overcrowding and waterborne diseases, as well as significant damage to city infrastructure and health services. For example, people who suffer the most these floods are who lives in the Chacarita, for example, and also we have to add the increase of crimes, for example, because they lost everything and they have to resolve their problem in an easy way. Another extreme occurs with the Chaco population, the chronic lack of water in indigenous communities suggest them to displacement to cities or towns with access to water during normal periods of drought. The indigenous community is not only their problem is not only the climate change, because it's a governmental problem as well, but we have to add to them the climate change. And the last one, the drought in both regions of the country and the fires can cause displacement of animals to populations. For example, the immigration of monkeys and mosquitoes to transmit jungle yellow fever to more population areas. And one example of this, what I say, is the case of Canindeyú. In 2008, they passed for the jungle yellow fever because their wood start to fire, the fires and deforestation, and of course these animals have to they run from the fires, and the only way to stay
Excuse me,
safe.
when was that? ¿Cuándo fue eso?
In 2008. I say, well, en el 2008 fue que ellos pasaron por eso. Pasó por eso porque había mucho incendio y había mucha deforestación también. And we know that in Paraguay the fires start because a human started the fire. It's not a happen from nowhere. So in most of these cases, the agriculture started fires because they wanted to easily liberate their space to a new growth. So the affected rights are the right to food, the right to an equal standard of living, and the right to health. And that's all. I hope you understand me because I run to para que todas le alcance el tiempo.
Yes, we did. Thank you very much. And this is so us. Tan paraguayo esto es. We
Yes.
had around 40 or 45 degrees Celsius these days. ¿Se recuerdan que en esta semana estuvimos entre 40 y 45 grados? And what happened then? ¿Qué pasó después? Rain, cold, from nothing. Tuvimos lluvia, frío, así de la nada. So climate change is so unbearable these days, especially here in Paraguay. Thank you,
Yes.
Monica. Esto es algo que nos toca a todos, la verdad que sí. Bien, ahora le toca a Coral, vamos a ver si Coral ya está por acá, visto que escribió en el grupo.
Yes, teacher. Hello.
Yes, you are here. Ok. Tú podés presentar, prueba un poco si podés presentar, Coral.
Okay. I don't know if you can see.
Ahí está
but I'm-
saliendo muy bien.
Okay. Can I start? ¿Puedo empezar?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So I'm going to talk about effects of climate change on human rights and impacts on ecosystems and natural resources, but more specifically when talking about ocean systems. So here we have the first part, that climate change. I'm so sorry, what is this? Climate change is altering the physical, chemical, and biological properties of the ocean. Scientists have already observed large-scale distribution shifts of species and altered ecosystem composition as a result of ocean warming. According to the United Nations, climate change, so sorry, I don't know what this is. According to the United Nations,
You can explain in Spanish also, if you want.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. So according to the United Nations Climate Action website, marine heat waves have doubled in frequency and have become longer lasting, more intense, and extensive. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, that is the IPCC, says that human influence has been the main driver of the ocean heat increase observed since the 1970s. So here you have a picture, as I mentioned, who is the one that is causing all this damage to the earth, to our world, is us, the human. So most of this damage is produced
I have
by,
a question.
yeah,
We can see your pictures.
yes, no,
It's not a question, but we can see your pictures.
no, I don't know, there is two circles there.
No,
No,
no cambia la diapositiva.
It is in the first slide.
Can you
Where?
send me? Envíame nomás. Can you send me and I will show?
Okay, I need to leave.
Send me on WhatsApp and I will show this. Justo ayer se vio tu diapositiva cuando saliste.
I don't know. So, okay. Ahí están
Bueno,
dando
envíame
compa-
nomás. Don't worry. Send me on WhatsApp, please.
O puede probar otra vez, profe, si ya está en la mitad nomás ya. Compa, no te vaya a poner así.
Bueno,
Está
igual nomás.
nerviosa. Tranquila, tranquila, yo estoy más
Igual nomás,
nerviosa.
don't worry. No se preocupen. Puedes probar
Bueno,
otra vez igual, Coral, porque justo cuando saliste salió súper bien.
no sé, es cuestión de... Ok, voy a probar.
Justito ya era el
Okay.
tercero, ¿verdad, profe? El que estaba explicando ya era, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Ok, ahí se puede ver.
Error de
No,
conexión, dice.
no sale otra cosa ahí. Envíame nomás, Coral. Yo te voy a
Okay.
presentar sin problemas.
It's complicated.
Can you see, girls?
No.
No yet?
No.
No, teacher.
There.
What about now? ¿Qué tal ahora? Ya podemos...
Sí, ahora sí, teacher. Solamente que no está en modo presentación. Pero igual. Yes. Thank you. Okay. So that was the picture that I was talking about. So according to the United Nations Climate Action website, this is a research that I did. I didn't find this information in the material that you already uploaded on the Moodle. Marine heat waves have doubled in frequency and have become longer lasting, more intense and extensive. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, that is the IPCC, says that human influence has been the main driver of the ocean heat increase observed since the 1970s. So I found this picture. I find it very interesting because we have CO2 emissions that normally are done by two sectors. One that is by the economic sector. Here you have the first picture that where you have the industries, and other that is the transport sector, that all the means of transport that we use every day. All of these things cause emissions of CO2 that are producing great damage in our world. Okay, next, yeah. The majority of heat waves took place between 2006 and 2015, causing widespread coral bleaching and reef degradation. In 2021, nearly 60% of the world's ocean surface experienced at least one spell of marine heat waves. The UN Environment Program says that every one of the world's coral reefs could bleach by the end of the century in the water if the water continues to warm. So in the next slide, where I'm talking specifically about the coral bleach. What is this? Coral bleaching occurs as reefs lose their life-sustaining microscopic algae when under stress. The last global bleaching event started in 2014, and something happened that I cannot see anymore the presentation.
I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Can you see it now?
Yeah, thank you. So,
Okay.
So as you see here in the picture, the normal color of the coral reef is the green part, or here this is a coral that is not very colorful, but the green part is the normal color of the coral reef. The white part that you are seeing on the corner of the picture, I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you can see that there is a white part of the coral reef. That part of the coral is a dead coral reef. So what is that? What is that? It's bleaching. Comes from the word bleach, right? Normally we use bleach for our clothes, for example, or to clean our floor here in our houses, right? So as human beings, with all the CO2 emissions, are causing this damage to coral reefs. That is, and a coral reef is something that is very important for the ocean. It's like one of the main ecosystems in underwater that we know, right? Okay, back. The IPCC thus predicts that in response to further warming by 1 degree Celsius or more, there will be large irreversible shifts in the spatial distribution of species and seasonal timing of their activities, which will have implications for ecosystem goods and services. So, as we know, if we have this, if we are getting our temperatures higher every year, this is going to produce damage in the ocean. And I found these 3 pictures that are very illustrative, right? The first picture that you see here is a normal coral reef. You see that it is very colorful with normal temperature. But in the second picture, if we have a 1.5 degrees Celsius of higher temperature, 70 to 90% of coral reefs will vanish. As you see, the black part is a dead coral reef, right? Only the colorful part is the one that is still alive. And then if we have a 2 degrees Celsius higher temperature again, 99% or maybe 100% of the coral reef will vanish. You know, do you understand vanish? I'm talking up to the classmates. Vanish, like disappear, right? So this is why it's so important that like heat waves are very they produce so much they damage the water and obviously the coral reefs. So it is likely that the spatial shifts of marine species will cause species richness to increase at mid and high latitudes and decrease at tropical latitudes. This has serious implications for marine productivity and food security in tropical areas. What I'm saying here is that the normal fish that you maybe can find in a tropical section of the ocean, they are not going to find the water at the normal temperature, and they are going to go to the North Pole, maybe. I'm just saying, right? And that is not normal. That is not good. They moving from their natural area, they moving from their natural habitat and going to another elsewhere is not good. It's producing like a disorder in all the chain. The second paragraph, I have an example. Impacts on one can ripple across an entire ecosystem. For example, plankton, tiny organisms at the bottom of many marine food chains, are sensitive to water temperatures and oxygen concentrations. They can die off if the water gets too warm. So animals further up the food chain, like whales, these big fish, can suffer food shortages when this happens. So you see, we are talking about not only high temperature, it's high temperature and all the things that are happening in the ocean because of that. And here there is another example. It's not about the plankton and whales, but it's about the sea lions. The warm water causes
Oh,
the
this is
fish.
so sad.
Yes, the fish that the sea lions eat to move elsewhere because the fish didn't want to live there anymore because the water was so warm. So as a result, thousands of sea lions starved in 2014 due to heat waves. So this is happening and it's getting worse, and it's what we have to deal with, people. And that's all. I don't know if you have any questions.
Actually, I don't have any question, but it's a sad, really sad situation what we go through around our planet, because not only Paraguay or not only, I mean, your topic is about ocean, but it's something we have to concern about it. So thank you, Coral. You did very well. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Any question for Coral, girls? ¿Una pregunta que tengan para ella?
No, teacher.
No, Cora. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Entonces, ¿sí? ¿Quién me habló ahí? Bueno, entonces ahora el turno, a ver un poco a quién le toca. Andrea. Andrea, are you here? Yes, you are.
Yes, I am.
Can
Wait a
you...
I will
Bueno, prueba
try
un poco si puedes compartir.
¿Se puede ver, teacher?
Sí.
Yes. Too small.
Voy a tratar de agrandar porque es directo de Canvas. No tengo any idea how to do another way. Ah, acá voy a agrandar.
Y
Esperen que-
podés, ¿cómo se dice?
No, no,
Podés
la que-
descargar.
¿Cómo era que se hacía para agrandar, chicos? A ver si me pueden ayudar. ¿Cómo era que
Acá
se
abajo,
agrandaba?
donde está la flechita, abajo a la derecha. Ahí está.
Aquí está. Ah, pero es muy pequeña igual. Muy pequeñas. Pero por lo menos se
It's
ve.
okay, it's all right. I can see very well.
Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. I'm gonna
Well,
start. Hello. So, I will talk about effect of climate change on food security and production system. So, what I do, I looking for the information. I found these 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the main cause of all the problem that we have on food security and production system. That is, the first one is the high temperature, the height about, I'm talking about heat. So this is a problem to affect many areas of animal production, and also with the when the farmer cultivate vegetable and fruit, it is the high temperature is a problem to produce good food, like this food security. Do you hear that sound of the tilín tilín del sonido? ¿Se escucha, verdad? ¿Ustedes escuchan ese?
no, we
Solamente yo,
can't.
¿no?
We can only hear you.
Okay, that's great. Está bien eso.
Solamente escuchamos.
So I will continue again. Another thing that is very important here is the excessive rain. This I talk about especially about Paraguay, because in Paraguay we eat a lot of meat, different kind of meat, cow, fish, chicken. So We have food security right now in this moment because about the problem is the high temperature. Why? What is the problem? Because they lose the cold chain. And this is a big problem because if the food is not in a good temperature and like cold, about I don't know how degree, no tengo idea cuántos grados tiene que estar, but happen when the food lose cold chain, happen this, the food security, the food spoil, se descompone los productos, especially vacuum packing that we found in the supermarket. You can see there the green one inside the vacuum packing. If you found this, if you find this in the supermarket, you can see that. And that happened when they lost the cold chain. Eso se puede apreciar cuando pierde el frío, la cadena de frío. Y ahí ocurre lo que es lo que viene a ser la falta de seguridad de las comidas, de los productos. Cuando pierde ¿cómo se llama? Su cadena de frío, especially with meat, that happened with meat. I don't know if I can say dairy, lactose sería dairy in English, teacher?
Dairy, yes.
Dairy?
Yes,
that
it
is
is.
a big problem right now. And we have to pay attention to take this, to eat, to drink, because we will get sick if we eat that kind of food. Also, is a problem the excessive cold, frost, in this case in Paraguay. The problem will be with the vegetable freight for another kind of food for the animals, because animals need good food to grow up, to be good, big, and have, if the cow eats nice, eat, how can I say, if the farmer feeding to their animal a good way, we will have good food and security food. But the problem when we have drought, sequía, the animal don't have food to eat, so we have a bad, ¿cómo se diría? Una mala carne. I don't know how to say in English. It's not, no es linda la carne seca, es todo feo. Y ya tiene.
It's not flesh meat.
That is the point. So, another thing, another important thing is the excessive rain. What happened when excessive rain happened with vegetable and fruit? The rooting for the reading of vegetable and fruit,
Yes,
se empiezan a pudrir. Like this, the tomato, like if I don't know if you can see here the tomato, it happened with this excessive water, lluvia excesiva, and also high temperature. It can happen.
Yes, you're right.
This. And another important, the last point that I found was when the production season and food security is there, when the food loss cold chain happen this bacteria multiplier in food of temperature between 5 and 65. Here is it, 55 degrees Celsius.
Yes.
In most cases,
if
it happen, we will get sick. El que se llama intoxicación, famoso intoxicación que tenemos es cuando acontece huéspedes con las bacterias que consumimos por el mal estado de nuestros food. And that's all.
Totally.
It's about food security and production. That's all.
Thank you very much, Andrea.
No question, teacher.
Food poisoning. Yes, food poisoning, como dice ahí Coral.
Here the point is only 4. High temperature heat, excessive rain, drought, excessive cold is the point of food security and production system. That is the point. Es el punto principal de todo eso. That's all.
Thanks, Andrea. Muchas gracias. Muy bien. Bueno, a mí este tema me toca muy bien. Yo no sé si yo les había comentado, pero además de teacher, yo soy también nutricionista. Y I'm aware of every single where we have to do with food, especially we are in holidays like Christmas, New Year Eve, especialmente esa época. ¿Por qué? Porque nosotros recalentamos la comida nuevamente, ¿verdad? El famoso vamos a comer recalentado, ¿verdad? Navidad, Año Nuevo, especialmente esa época, como estaba mencionando recién, ¿verdad? Y bueno, esto no solamente nosotros podemos cambiar, sino que es también como dijo la compañera al comienzo, ¿verdad? Es también producto de de los extremos cambios que presenta el clima. Bien, thanks a lot. Nos vamos ahora con nuestra última presentación de la noche. Where is our presentation? Alicia.
Hello, teacher. Here I am.
Hello.
Okay,
Can you share? Prueba un poco si puedes probar, si puedes compartir tu...
Voy a probar, teacher.
Ok, please. Hasta 8:15 máximo tenemos, chicas.
¿Se ve, teacher? No sé.
Sí, se ve. ¿Pueden ver,
Okay.
chicas?
But that's not the first. Presentación. Here. Okay, there.
Pero
Teacher?
tenés que poner modo presentación. Ahí está. Para que se vea
Estamos.
todo, porque...
¿Se puede?
Porque si no, no se ve.
Okay. So I'm going to talk about the effects of climate change on urban areas. So, climate-related phenomena such as rising sea levels, coastal storms, heat stress, extreme precipitation, inland and coastal flooding, landslides, drought, increased aridity, water scarcity, and air pollution will have profound impact on a broad spectrum of city functions, infrastructures, and services, and will interact with and may exacerbate many existing stresses. This is saying that we already have too many problems because of the climate change in our cities. And even though we are living in small cities, here in Paraguay, we don't have very big, I think that comparing with another big cities in the world,
I know what you mean.
or I don't know, Villa, Ciudad del Este, or things like that, or places like those are the big ones. But we are feeling the changes. If we think about, I don't know, I'm more than 30, so I can compare how it was like 20 years ago and nowadays, and it is very different.
Yes,
because
you're very right. Totally different.
The heat stress, we are feeling like now October.
Yes. Every year is worse.
Yes, worse and worse. Maybe this year we couldn't feel even the winter.
Sadly.
Yeah, because we need it. Then urban climate change related risks are increasing with widespread negative impacts on people and their health, livelihoods, assets, as well as local and national economies and ecosystems. This change affects us in many ways in our cities. For example, the air, if the air is good, it affects our health. The money that we can do or we can make also depends on climate sometimes. And then these risks are amplified for those who live in informal settlements and hazardous areas, which often lack essential infrastructure and adaptive capacity, as well as individuals that are more vulnerable as a result of age, income, disability, or other factors. Here is saying that the people that feel more this change, or the worst part of climate change, are those who live in dangerous places like La Chacarita, as you said. I don't know who mentioned La Chacarita, for example, flood.
I think it
I think that
was
the first
Monica
place
or
that
Irene.
uh, the first place that affects when it's raining too much is La Chacarita, for example, or things or places like those. And also to people with who are very young, like kids, or too old. Um, what else? Oh, the affected rights: the right to life, right to housing, right to health, right to water, sanitation, right to, I cannot say it.
Everything.
Right to an adequate standard of living, and right to property. So he's saying that it affects too many of our like basic rights to live in these kind of situations or live in the climate change. And
Yeah,
some,
and it's getting worse when you are poor, sadly.
yeah, of course, always. Only with a coordinated approach and action at the global, regional, national, and local levels can success be achieved. It is essential, therefore, to make cities an integral part of the solution in fighting climate change. Many cities are already doing a lot by using renewable energy, cleaner production techniques, and regulations or incentives to limit industrial emissions. Cutting emissions will also reduce local pollution from industries and transport, thus improving urban air quality and the health of city dweller. So we are looking for solutions, but
Yeah.
they're just like uh, trying to reduce some kinds of things that we already done. Here, I don't know if you can see the green buildings or garden.
Actually, we can see the first page, only the first
Oh,
page.
really? So I'm
Oh, don't
showing
worry, don't worry.
I'm showing some
You can
buildings.
continue, don't worry.
Uh-huh. Some buildings. I don't remember exactly where it is, but they use like their roofs as gardens. No sé si me entienden, que utilizan en los edificios, utilizan los techos de los edificios como jardines. Entonces, what do they do in this case? They are trying to improve the air condition, están tratando de
Yeah,
mejorar las condiciones del aire y por lo
claro.
tanto la forma en la que vive también la gente. And
Sí,
another
parece
picture
bien.
you cannot see in this moment are people using bikes instead of cars. So to reduce the pollution, to reduce the traffic jam, you're having a better life condition. Son lugares en Europa donde la gente, en vez de usar vehículos o el transporte en sí, ¿verdad? Utilizan bicis. La facilidad de utilizar bicis para llegar a los lugares. Evitando
Yes, they're very aware about it.
Yes, the pollution and also the traffic jam that is so disgusting. And that's also sad that you couldn't see my slides.
Don't worry, you did well. Thanks a lot, Alicia.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
Iva, en serio, ¿qué? What are you expecting? A girl or a boy, Alicia?
Sorry, teacher?
¿Es cierto lo que ahí está chismoseando Coral? You're expecting
Yes, a girl.
a girl,
Carla.
a baby girl.
Carla
Oh,
is-
that's so
Yes, we're
sweet.
meeting
Carla,
Carla.
I like it.
Por eso sí o sí, hoy tenía
Qué
que ser.
chismoso está Coral.
Mira.
Muy bien. Excelente. Muy bien, chicas. Congratulations. Thank you for you be able to show us today your presentations. Entonces, este mismo archivo que están mostrando o incluso en formato Word pueden alzar en la plataforma para que yo les pueda dar las correcciones, ¿sí? Y de hecho que le voy a estar mostrando también al profesor, que lastimosamente no pudo estar hoy, le voy a mostrar la grabación para ver si está todo bien en cuanto a la información. Recuerden que él va a corregir la parte de la información y yo voy a corregir la parte del speaking y listening, ¿sí? Pero congratulations, you did so well, ¿sí? Nos vemos entonces en la clase que viene. Ustedes ya
Teacher,
pueden descansar tranquilas. You're very right. No se olviden alzar sus archivos. Nuevamente les recuerdo, ¿sí? Y entonces la clase que viene vamos a ver a los compañeros que faltan. ¿Está bien?
Sí, teacher, una consulta. ¿Hay
Decime.
hay un espacio determinado en la plataforma para alzar? ¿Sí?
Sí,
O sea,
yo
¿se
ya había
puede
puesto
alzar?
ya. Para alzar, sí.
Sí, porque yo vi la
Fíjense, y si por ahí no
información.
está, yo creo que sí, yo ya había puesto. Si por ahí no está, me avisan y vamos a ver qué pasa, ¿ok? Pero yo ya había puesto
Dale.
ya para que puedan subir.
Ok, thank you.
Bien, nos vemos en la clase que viene entonces. ¿Está bien?
Okay, bye bye, teacher. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, bye.
Teacher.